Good morning, everyone. I'm Jen Houston, owner of the Artsy Fartsy Gallery, and today I want to play around with Stars Are Shining. We're going to make some cards today. I had my nap, my extra nap. I'm still like, I don't know, I don't feel great, but I still want to come out and play. So I see this button needs press here. I still want to come out and play and make cards. So we're going to go with it. And I will probably be all over the place mentally, kind of scatterbrained, if you will. But the point is I will just try and get you some beautiful looking cards and some ideas that maybe you could use in the future. So when you pop on, tell me where you're from, say hello. The usual, if you haven't been here before, I'm so glad you're here. My little dog's over here sitting on the table here. I'm so glad that you're here, and there are always lovely ladies that pop on, and this is a great place to find some great crafty friends. Oh, bud, you wait until I start talking, don't you? Now he wants down. Hi, Linda. Come. All right. So our first card, I'm just going to get right into it because I'm sweating. I don't know if I have a fever or what's going on, or it could be menopause, who knows. So this is going to be our first card example. Okay, you already know my name. Hi, Melissa, good morning. And it's kind of a neat little fun fold. So you open it and you think you're done. No, oh no. You open it again and then you have the inside where you write on your card. So there we go. So we're going to do something similar. Of course, I never do what I've already done. We kind of change it up a little bit. On this card, I don't know if I said, hi Peggy, that I'm using the Simply Elegant Designer Series paper from the annual catalog. I was flipping through my papers that I already owned, and I'm like, oh, this is pretty. I haven't used this yet. This will make beautiful Christmas cards because it's got the gold and the silver and the, just all the beautiful shiny patterns and whatnot. So it goes so well with gray, as you can see, basic gray. But I also did a bunch of cards with Night of Navy. And to me, it looks beautiful as well. So for this card, if I forget measurements and whatnot, I will have it on my blog later on, the card recipes and the instructions and all that kind of thing, that you can head over and check that out to just kind of refresh your memory, or if I didn't say it, to find out what the measurements and things are. So for this card, you're actually going to make two card bases. So it's basically 8.5 by 5.5 folded in half. Two of them. I'm using Night and Navy, like I said. And on one of them, I'm just going to get my Stampin' Trimmer. I'm just going to trim like 1/8 off. Okay, so just a tiny, tiny little bit. Teeny, see how small that was? Just a little bit. Because when you're wanting to fold this in, it can get a little bulky, and so that way if you trim just a smidget off, now I gotta remember which one's the small one, there we go, then it folds a whole lot nicer. So I'm gonna put this smaller one aside. I'm gonna start back with our card base. I'm gonna look at this beautiful paper. There's this side, isn't that, oh, pretty. And then there's this side. One side has the gold or the fancy colors, and the other side is a little bit more muted. So I thought this would resemble stars because we're going to do a version with the stars from this stamp set. So let's glue this onto our card base. I've got my stamp and seal here. I'm also going to run a few strips through the middle because we're going to be cutting out a piece from this card base. I want to make sure that it's all glued up well. All right, our next step, I'm using the Hippo and Friends dies, which I put where? Oh goodness, I had them out. It's the middle one from this set of them. Well, I told you, I had a feeling I was like not organized and there we are, hiding under something else. Okay, so the middle size version from that, I like it because it's kind of a circular shape, but it's not. It's something, it has a little extra dimension and a little excitement with it. So we're gonna actually run this through the embossing machine here. So sorry about all the movement. So we're gonna end up cutting the card base, and I'm going to do it upside down here, and that piece of designer series paper. So just kind of like that. I don't know, top third-ish. Here we go. Looks good. Fix ourselves up here. Start from scratch. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just going to pop this out, and then I'm left with kind of a big hole there, which is going to be great for when I add this piece into here. And we're going to actually take our stamp. This stamp is one large stamp with all of the stars on it, which is really pretty. I was thinking, let's put that right in the center here. I thought that would be kind of pretty. Let's gold emboss. Ooh, love embossing. All right, so let's glue this actually. No, let's not glue it yet. I need to make sure that it's in the right spot that I want it. So I'm lining it up with the edge here. Let's close that up. Now, if you want, and what I've done in the past is just get your pencil. You can kind of make some little tick marks for yourself just to remember, oh, where can't I go past? So I've got myself a little grid so that I know where I need to stamp those stars. I'm going to use the Versamark ink so that we can emboss. So it's a sticky, sticky clear ink. Just have to decide which kind of direction I think it might look pretty. There we go. Stamping right in the center of that little grid that I did for myself. There we go. Pretty. Now, gold embossing powder. Yay! I will say I had an old gold that I used to use, gold embossing powder, pardon me, and I found that, I don't know if it was less fine, but the new one, I find on lighter papers, kind of like when I was doing it on very vanilla, it almost dirties your paper. So just something to consider. It works great on darker papers, but just on those light colored papers, it tends to, I don't know, make a little bit of a mess. Hello, Amy. Good morning. Oh. And now I've got my heat tool underneath my chair. Let's heat this up. Can you see it start to turn? There we go. Love the gold and the navy. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now got this little section here of little stars on the inside. So now I could stop there, but I was kind of thinking, let's pop some of those stars up. Why not? Okay, and I thought I had a little scrap piece of Very Vanilla. Let me just get a little piece here. That's not a scrap. Here's a scrap. All right, so let's redo. Just stamp this on the end. Now, if I can remember right, the punch, the big star is on that side. So I kind of want to line up my how I stamp on my paper to be similar to what that is on the punch, just because it makes it a little bit easier. So yes, if you don't have an embossing machine, this is a neat set to get because it comes with a punch. All right, so I've gold embossed those. Let's heat those up again. Okay, and now we can stick it into the punch, like so. Line it up. Looks good. And all the stars go flying out. All right, so I'm not going to use all of them, but I thought, oh, it'd be kind of pretty to pop one or two up. Why not? So I think I want to do this big one. Of course. And my dimensionals. How's everyone doing this morning? Or maybe it's afternoon where you are. We got lots of snow last night, and I see it's snowing again. So there, we'll pop that one up. What about this little one? Or maybe we could just pop one up, and maybe that's the, you know, the star. Maybe that's what I'll do. Just one. We'll see. I love how they did this little itty bitty star here. There. Let's do those three. All right, I don't know. I guess I don't need to pop them all up. Maybe I'll just pop the big one, and this one, let's just put glue because it's embossed. Might be best to use the liquid glue just to make sure it sticks onto that other embossing. And I've lost my little star. Oh, there it is already. Oop. So tiny. Got it. Pretty. All right, so I can save these for a different project. I can save those for, say, the card insert on the envelope, whatever. All right, let's glue this piece into here. So flip the whole card base over from where you had those stars. I'm going to use liquid glue so that we can kind of wiggle it around before it's set and permanent. And like I said before, we're just going to make sure it's kind of lined up along this edge. That gives us a little room to fold over there. Just make sure everything fits. And I'm wiggle it a little bit this way, just to make sure that star fits in there perfectly. Nice. Good. Works. Love it. All right. Now I have a little scrap piece of paper here. That would probably look pretty when you open it up. So let's add that. will just be an extra little surprise when you open up your card. Just tie it all in. I see that I should have left a little edge here. It's not quite the entire length of that piece of cardstock. There we go. That's better. And now we have the card insert. So for this, let's stamp that star stamp in our navy, Night of Navy. Hi, Darcy. Nice, I like the added 3 stars, makes it pop. Yeah, hey, what DSP am I using? I'm using Simply Elegant from the annual catalog. I know, I had it in my stash, totally forgot about it, and was going through my paper. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this paper would be stunning for Christmas cards, because it's got the nice gold and the silver, and it's really pretty. So there you go. Who knew? And that's not on back order. So yay, it works. All right, so now we could even add some of these little bits here. I guess because it's on the card inside, maybe we should just glue it down and not actually pop it up with dimensionals, because it might be a little too thick. Let's cover that little bit. And right there. Just do it. And here's our just a little star. Put off to this side. And then this little triangle. Put up here. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Lots of fun. All right, now this is going to get put inside of the card so that you have an area to write on. And it's going to be right in the center here. Like so. All right, so far we've got this. If you open it up, you've got this layer, and now you've got your card insert. Now, just for the front, I want to add a little sentiment here, just like I did on my original card. And so I've got a little piece of Night of Navy, and I want to use the same sentiment. It's Celebrate the Wonder. So let's get out our Versamark again. Sticky, sticky, sticky ink. And let's stamp that as close as I can to the bottom. We can trim it down just a tad if we need to. And the gold embossing powder. Ooh, got a little extra. Heat this up. Hope I have enough on that C. Now that I just... Oh, now I see that more down along the bottom. Darn. Bring back that little embossing buddy. Okay, let's go with this. Handmade, not Hallmark, right? Okay. I see it's a little bit crooked, so let's just fix that up with the trimmer. Okay, you're gonna stay. Close your eyes, count to 3 and go, right? Is that how it works? Okay, and for the edge, let's just trim this off with little snips here. And then, just to kind of pop it up like I did on my last one, let's put a little backing of this gold vellum. It's on sale right now, the gold vellum. Same with the stamp set. It is also retiring. So if this is one you like, make sure you grab it because it's not going to be around for much longer. Whew, that just fits perfectly with those large dimensionals. And I'll just put it closer to one end because we can always trim it down, trim off the part we don't need. About there. And then let's just glue this down right there with, well, I should use liquid glue because it'll be bumpy with those dimensionals. And I'm just going to try and concentrate my glue inside that area where that blue strip is, just so it doesn't show through onto the gold. There we go. Celebrate the wonder. Could also do the stars are shining brightly. I could stamp that in there as well. What do you think? It's the perfect little spot. It fits right there. I think it's calling art. It's just meant to be. All right, where's my blue? This is a new ink pad, so it's stiff. Just need a little bit of working in there. All right, so there's our card. Isn't it cute? Neat little fold. So 2 card bases, one facing the wrong direction and one facing the right direction. 2 different versions, one gray and the blue. So on this one I had of course, these little ornaments hanging down, and so some of them didn't quite reach the top, and so to kind of avoid seeing, you know, different lengths of string, if you will, I just added the little strip of DSP there. You could also put another little sentiment in here, and then I stamped those stars on the inside. So I'm curious, which version do you like better? Do you like the blue or the gray? Blue or the gray? While you're doing that, I'm going to get ready for the next card. You love them? Awesome. Thank you, Peggy. Blue, blue. Yeah, I think the blue one, the stars kind of pop a little more, like you had kind of said there. Hi, Betty. Good to see you. It's been a long time. All right. So it's kind of a little fun, fancy fun fold that, you know, looks kind of great. A little something extra. All right, so moving on with this kind of designer series paper, I thought, oh, I think this would make an amazing slim line card. Blue, but I love anything blue. So I had started making this card, and it just, I don't know, it's just not happening for me. I mean, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I think I'm going to put a sentiment down here. Once again, I kind of learned that it makes it a little bit dirty, the gold on a lighter cardstock, so just be aware of that. Anyways, and then I thought, you know what? This paper would go amazing with our new polished pink. Pink and gold go, don't they? Let's go crazy. I'm not feeling well today, so, you know, if I use this bright pink, you'll know what's going on. She's lost her marbles. So pink and gold, why not, right? It's Christmas. Let's do something different. So I will put the measurements on my blog because I promise you I will not be able to remember them. So I've just got my piece of designer series paper here. Even that side would look pretty as well. It's beautiful paper. That's loud for me, right? sure is. And then I've got a little strip here of basic white that I'm going to put on the inside. I suppose that'll mute it down a little bit, won't it? All right, so we're going to add stars. We're going to add these ornaments. Let's just go all out with all of these fun little bits that come in this stamp set. So here we go. Here's a an ornament. So let's get out our polished pink. Did I use polished pink or magenta madness? Hang on. I think I lied. This is polished pink. This is magenta madness. We're using magenta madness. Can you believe it? Wow. Oh. As you can see, I don't use those ones very often. The ink pads are very stiff. Okay, magenta madness, here we come. So I'm going to stamp one of these ornaments. And maybe another one over here. And this one's a cutie. Let's do all the ornaments in pink. And then maybe we can do those stars in gold. Okay. There, let's do 5 just because it's an odd number, of course. Oops, need this still. Let's add our little string. So thank goodness these are photopolymer, so you can kind of fit them right onto the top of the ornament. And I love the little bow. I think it just adds something to it. Isn't that cute? One more. There we go. Here's our cute little ornaments in the bright pink. All right, so now let's make some stars. I think we're going to emboss them and then punch them out and then use them that way, because otherwise, if I put gold embossing on this right now, it may stick to these ornaments. So let's just do it a little differently. Let me find a little scrap piece of paper, scrap piece of white for our little stars. Although we could use, let's stick with the, okay, let's get our Versamark ink back out, which went where? Over here. Once again, I'm going to make sure that big star is on the right hand side of my paper, just so it's easier to put it into the punch. I see I didn't clean my stamp off quite enough. Got a little bit of blue in there and pink in there and all sorts of colors on my Versamark. Okay, let's run it through this gold. You just tap my tray here and go. There. Let's heat this up. Pretty, pretty. Let's punch those out. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Norma Jean. I hope I'm feeling better. Not great, no. I don't know. My nose has been funny for the last, I don't know, 2 weeks. It just burns on the inside. And I don't know, I think I just had a lot of extra little things. Yes, my job is nothing strenuous, nothing wild. I just needed something to, get a few extra dollars in the account every month. But it's just to do some home checks. So there are a lot of people in Canmore who this is their second home. They're huge, huge homes. And so, of course, for insurance purposes, you need to make sure that somebody's kind of checking your house monthly or weekly. And so I just have, I think I have 5 houses that I just go and check, make sure there's, the heat's still on and the fridge hasn't stopped and that kind of thing. So yeah, so yesterday was my first day and went well. I was just nervous that I would set somebody's alarm off or something. But man, these houses are humongous. Being in Canmore, of course, is space is an issue. So everything goes up, and so some of these houses have like 5 levels in them, and so I get exercise going up and down the stairs and whatnot. So it was good. It was good. But I think I was just, being, pardon me, being my first time, and then I had a card class the night before, so it's just been a little bit of few extra things that I don't normally have on my plate, and so I guess I think my body said, uh-oh, what is this? You're not pushing me too hard again, are you? Why, yes I am. Let's use that teeny tiny star again. I'm leaving the center because I thought maybe we could put in a sentiment of some sort. Maybe that's the stars are shining brightly would be cute. Now, would we do that in the same color? Yeah, I actually got, this is a second little job. My first one, the lady that cleans the condo, the guest suites. Amy, you've stayed in the guest suites. So the lady that books the suites and cleans them, she has done it for the last 18 years and she's not feeling the best, and so it's time for her to move along, get to enjoy life without having to be tied down to these silly guest suites. But and so she asked if I would like to take over for her. So thankfully Kevin helps me with the cleaning part, and I work on the booking of the rooms, and yeah, it works out really good. And then she also did these home checks for other people, and so I've taken that on as well. So it'll be nice to have a few extra little dollars in the account every month. That's for sure, because I tend to use a bit. Let's just put it that way. All right, I think let's just go in with the polished pink. The stars are shining brightly. And see how it looks. If we need something else, if we want to add anything differently. I do have some extras that I had punched. Oh, those are very vanilla. Maybe not. How's your job going, Amy? You got a new job too. All right, let's slide this off. Yeah, I needed something that was easy and that I could work around my body with, which is hard. And you can't have a set schedule, really. You can't, you know, with fibro, you never know what your day is going to look like. You don't even know what your morning, afternoon is going to look like, right? So it's tough. All right, so here we go. Here's our gold and pink. Pretty, pretty. Let's add our piece of DSP on there. Woo! Nice and shiny. I like those little ornaments. I've seen people color them in. And they look really pretty too. Now, should we pop this layer up? Yeah, let's do that. Let's pop it up. I'm going to use a few dimensionals. There we go. I'm going to try and get all these in the garbage because, you know, Kevin starts, I think you need to clean your art room. There's, you know, those pieces coming out of the room. All right, here we go. Pretty. What do you think? Pink and gold. Wow. Not too bad. It's totally crooked. I see, so I will finagle this a little bit. See what I can do. Better, that worse? I think that's worse. Anyways. Cute. I didn't know how that pink and gold would work, but I think it turned out really nicely. I have a piece of DSP that or a piece of cardstock that I'm just going to put on the inside here. I have some extra. I had an extra strip of the paper. I can always just put some of that gold right along. Here it is. Put a little piece of that gold right along the edge, just to make it a little smaller to write in. Let's do that. We can cut off the extra. And of course I could do a couple, well, let's do it. Let's do it. Add some of that pink on the inside as well. There, let's do a little, right there. You just have to be careful that the bow doesn't infringe on somebody else's territory and it doesn't, the line doesn't hit another bauble. And if it does, I mean, you could also cut this, make a template from a sticky note. So stamp this on a sticky note, cut it out, put it on top of there, and then stamp your line over top if it does kind of, what am I doing? Go through another ball. Need to put these on. All right, let's just get this on here. Sure it's dry before I go rubbing it all over the place. And there we go on the inside. Cute. I love, love, love this. Love, love this card. Colors, textures, and elegance. What great card. Thank you. Yeah, hey? All the bumps and the different shinies and the color. Yeah, that's a wild color for me. Absolutely. I almost thought about, you know, maybe if we had some Bermuda Bay or some green, the pinks and the greens you could make a card with to color in some of those pieces. All sorts of options, right? But what a neat idea for the slimline card to, you know, use this set for. I think it's really neat. So there we go. Definitely brighter and more than my blue colored card, that's for sure. I suppose I could color these guys in with a different color. That might help hide some of that. Or I could use some of these stars, I suppose, and punch them out and put them over top of some of the little bit dirtier pieces. That might work as well. Who knows? Oh, I'm going to still play with it and see what I can do to fix it. All right, so there we go. There are 2 cards that we made today. 2 little kind of fun folds, 2 different ideas, 2 different color combos, that's for sure. But hey, they kind of work, don't they? So, as I had mentioned earlier, if any of these products interest you, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I would love to help you get them into your hands. Lots of fun to be had, lots of ladies on here that love this too, and love being creative, and love being friendly and positive and encouraging. So I love it, love being part of the Stampin' Up! Family, that's for sure. This stamp set is now on the retiring list. Sorry, don't have my bottom screen anymore. This is on the retiring list, so if you like this stamp set as much as I do, make sure you grab that before it's gone. Same with that gold vellum. I was thinking about using a little piece of it somewhere, but I didn't. Wasn't sure. The gold vellum is also on the retiring list, so make sure you grab some of that. It's just kind of nice to have it, you know, hidden underneath without being that intense gold color. So that is also on sale, or on retiring. The less I talk, the better I think it's gonna go. All right, thanks for joining me today. I had fun coming out to play. Hopefully I will see you again very soon. Talk to you later. Bye, everyone.